Heidi and Frank Show. Thank you for joining us. 1-800-955-5567 is the number. We are broadcasting live from the Morongo Casino Studios in Los Angeles, California. And if you are a premium member, you get to watch this show at HeidiandFrank.com. Become a premium member today because we do have cameras in here. We webcast the show, which pretty much means it's a television show on the internet. And for those of you who are premium members, you're in luck because we have Rich Franklin in studio. Where is he? Come on, get on in here, Rich Franklin. Sit down.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Rich. How are you?
Look at that guy.
No kidding,
I've never seen somebody as out of shape.
It's a shame he doesn't take better care of himself.
I know.
A few workouts. I was listening to you guys talking this morning on the way in. Do you know I used to teach high school?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, and so I was that young 24-year-old teacher in high school.
Did you behave yourself?
And I drove a Jeep Wrangler.
Oh my God!
So all the girls were
had
probably
to go crazy.
You had the cheerleaders all flirting with you.
Yeah, when you guys hit home when you were talking about loaning it out. Like I loaned it all the cheerleaders. No, that's a joke.
You look young now, so I can only imagine what you look like at right out of college, 24, 25 years old, because you have a baby face now.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
First somebody gets punched in the face for a living, you know. No, my first year teaching, I was, part of my program, and when I was in college, we did like a part-time year, not student teaching, but I had my own classes. I was 22 at the beginning of that year, and I turned 23, and I had this 19-year-old senior in my class that would not leave me alone.
Oh, a 19-yeard senior.
And didn't in the real world, she should be out of school.
Yeah, exactly.
You held her back.
Trust me, I heard that, you know. No, I wasn't the one that held her back. That was somebody before me, but yeah. So it was interesting because when I started teaching full time, I remember I went down to the cafeteria one year to one day to get some food or something on my plan bell, and I had like third bell, plan bell, and lunch started fourth bell, and I walked in to get food, and the lunch lady would not let me get any kind of food or anything because she thought I was a student, and I didn't have my teacher ID. And then
see, you did look young then.
Oh yeah, I did.
It's like 21 Jump Street over here.
Now you got out of teaching just to go into fighting, right?
Yeah. I quit. My last full-time year of teaching was 2002, but I taught part-time in an at-risk program all the way up until like a week and a half before I won my title.
Rich Franklin's hanging out with us.
Doing good work, Frank.
Yeah, looking great. You're an entrepreneur. You're expanding, your horizons because you're 38 years old. And as far as the business of fighting, being 38, how much longer do you? You got a couple of fights left. You plan on retiring soon? Nobody wants you to, but as soon as you do, you're going to go into the Hall of Fame anyway. But everybody loves Rich Franklin.
Well, my mom wants me to retire.
Of course, she never wanted you to do it in the first place.
Yeah, she wanted me to retire.
Rich, you're a great teacher.
Exactly.
I don't know what your mom sounds like, but in my head, that's what she sounds like.
I don't know. That sounded kind of like a Rosie from the Jetsons or something. I don't know.
All my moms sound exactly alike. Well, like you said, you're like, I can't get punched in the face forever, so you have to have something. You have to think of what's your future going to look like.
Well, the thing is, I'm 38. I'm at that time where you start thinking about what the next phase of your life is, and for the last 5 years of my life, people start questioning you. Well, when's retirement? When's retirement? And you hear these things and you start thinking about them, and in your head, you're constantly like, that's down the road. But I always swore that I would not be fighting when I was 40 years old, and so I'm at that age now. I got a couple fights left on my contract, and my intention is to fulfill my contract with the UFC, and then I'm working on this.
What is this juice? Because I juice. I love to juice.
You juice this morning.
I
Look
do.
At her. She's glowing.
I do now, but here's the thing.
She's on steroids. She's talking about the juice.
Yeah.
Look at the size of this woman.
Yeah. Here's the thing with juicing, which I love to do, but for what I do at home, it's a lot of product for I'm like ding 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 drip 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 drip. I'm like
yeah. Well,
I just wish somebody could do this for me.
Juice, we eat the pulp, right?
Yeah, that's the thing about juicing, because I juice in the morning. Like I'll blend sometimes, so I blend my vegetables, so I'm getting my fiber too, and we'll offer that as well. But I also juice, and when you're juicing, it is the yield is so low, and that's like juicing it's a great concept out here on the West Coast. But I'm from Cincinnati originally, and I was talking
Cincinnati. That's where I went to school. I grew up in Indiana, but I went to college at University of Cincinnati.
That's where I went to college.
You did?
No kidding.
Well, and
you're the same age. You guys probably, wow.
What was your major?
Broadcast journalism, electronic media. So I was in the CCM, College Conservatory.
Okay, yeah.
What'd you do?
Mathematics, secondary education.
Teacher.
So I was in
we never
College of Arts and Sciences.
I know. Yeah. Look at that. Tangent University Center. The whole thing.
Look at this.
Tangiman's gone. Tangiman's
It
gone.
is?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, where'd they put the Dunkin' Donuts?
Well, go Bearcats. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, so tell us about this juice.
Yeah, I was talking to my brother on the phone one day, and a typical price for a juice is usually somewhere like the $8-9 range. And when I told him that you would buy a cup of juice for $8 or $9, he kind of
Good luck to you, man.
yeah, he's like,
Good luck with
what?
that
He was
business
just
plan.
crazy, and I told him, I said, well, let me ask you this. I said, would you go to a restaurant and buy like a salad for $8 or $9? And a big bowl of salad. And he said, yeah, I would do that. And I said, well, that's essentially what you're doing, but it's in liquid form, and you're getting all your vitamins and minerals. And so juicing is just one of those things. Like, if you do it at home, it takes a lot of time.
Right.
And there is a lot of product to it. And it's really just much easier for you to go to a place like our company. It's called Zealand, and it'll be easier to go to a place like that and just have them do it for
Yes,
you.
please.
There's the misconception that some of the juice companies are healthy, but then you go in there and they're packed with a bunch of sugar and stuff, and so you're not really doing.
Well, here's the realism about juicing, really, because in our first retail location is going to open sometime this summer. Like we're working on 2 locations right now, one possibly in Beverly Hills and one in Brentwood, and but the realism about juicing is that, I mean, look, kale and spinach, it's not the most delicious tasting thing when you're just
It's
eating
work to eat,
It's,
man.
you're
You're
just
like-
like,
Yeah.
You're sweating.
So you don't drink it, and most people don't drink it and say, this is delicious.
Right.
And so you have to basically take like these foods that are good for you and then lace them with some other foods that are good for you, like apples or something like
Pears.
that. Like, something that has some sugar in it. The problem is that most people, I got up this morning and I was out of some of my ingredients, but I had kale and carrots and then a little bit of lemon juice from an actual lemon, and that's what I had this morning. And my palate can handle that. And when I first started juicing, like I would put like apples and pears
Right.
and things of that nature in there. And so what ends up happening is a lot of people, they'll drink juice, and even though you're getting this healthy stuff, it has so much fruit in it, and the fruit is good for you. You're getting your vitamins
lot
and
of
minerals.
sugar.
But it's a lot of sugar, and on top of that, you don't have, like, when you're just juicing and you're not blending the foods, you don't have any of the fiber in there to kind of slow the insulin response down to the body, so that juice is just the sugar is immediately hitting the system. And so,
and then crashola.
yeah, even when you're doing something healthy, you really have to be careful about it.
No, I know people who are doing the juicing. Rich Franklin's with us, by the way, and it's like almost like a fast diet where they do nothing but juice for like 7 days. Is that a good idea, or is that a gimmick, or what?
No, in context, it can work, like detoxes and cleanses and things.
Is
of that
detox
nature.
real? I heard detox is kind of like your body just. I mean,
People are always like,
your body
I
does what
lost
it needs
like
to do.
9
You don't
pounds.
need to detox yourself.
Yeah.
The second you start to eat again, it's like you can't do that. That's not sustainable.
Yeah,
the
if
second
you're-
you eat,
if-
you're going to put it's water weight.
Yeah, if you're doing it to lose weight, then you're just going to put weight right back on. I mean,
Right.
I can lose. I cut weight for my
Right.
job. This is what I do, and I'm right now about 210 pounds. And if you gave me 4 days, I could be down to 185. You know.
Oh my God! I need to. Can I live with you for 4 days?
Like
I want
water
to.
weight.
I want to lose
make
15.
you lose weight too, but then you'll gain it right back.
Yeah, because for example, like
But how
right
do you
now-
cut weight and still have energy to fight and train? I
Well,
don't understand that.
because when I weigh in usually on like a Friday evening around 4 or 5,
Okay.
and then I fight Saturday typically around midnight, so I have about 30 hours of recovery time.
So he can go and drink water and eat. And
I can drink water. I can.
So he'll weigh in at 185.
Like we do saline solutions,
And then the next day, you weigh in at 185, and then the next day when you're at fight time, how much do you weigh?
usually right around 205, maybe a pound under.
There you go.
My God!
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
that's got to be the fun part is getting the weight back on for the fight.
Oh man. that's-
Oh.
But you know what? You have to be careful about it because there's a whole systematic process to putting that weight back on. It's
It's a lot of cake. Just start shoving cake.
cake. No, I'll tell you what.
Pizza.
My post weigh-in meal is usually some sort of like potassium drink. I love coconut water, and then I'll do peanut butter, honey, and banana sandwiches.
Like
That's
Elvis.
It's my post-weigh man. Yeah, he had a lot of them.
Yeah, he had a little more than just the
I
one.
I just use them for recovery.
In the UFC, you've always been known to be like, the nutrition guy, the diet guy, the guy who basically never gets tired as far as like your training and stuff like that. So did you always want to go into this nutrition business like because you lived it for so long? Or is this something like, well, I'm 38, I got to figure something out because I can't like get punched in the face the rest of my life, maybe a couple more fights, but then I need to do this. So, hey, I like drinking juice.
Well, the juice thing, as far as like my interest in nutrition, the juice thing is a bit more recent than I went to, when I was in high school, I was legitimately a third string high school football player. MMA, like the UFC, first UFC was in '93, and I was, if you've seen the movie Rudy, I was that guy.
Aww.
Legitimately. And so
Richie,
my teammates were like, "Come on, coach, put him in before the end." It wasn't quite that bad, but it was like that. And so my senior year of high school, I took a nutrition course. Actually, maybe my junior year, but either way, I remember I grew up every day with my school lunch. I had 2 chocolate milks and a Nutty Buddy every day without fail, and that was on top of the pizza or hamburgers or whatever else I had. And I remember that I took this nutrition course, and like one day in the course, things kind of clicked with me. And that day I said, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to start eating better. And I changed my chocolate milks to white milk, and I cut out the Nutty Buddy of my lunch, and that was like my first step. And so I was on this quest. Fortunately, I was a late bloomer, and I grew another inch in college, and I put on like 35 pounds. And then people saw me like midway through my sophomore year of college, and they were like, "Holy crap! Like, what? You look like the guy that ate Rich Franklin." But I was like nose deep in muscle and fitness magazines and reading about protein and how to put on muscle, and essentially, like initially, that was what my interest was in. But then as time developed, like I saw my dad died at 56 from a heart attack, and I saw that progression happening, and I was constantly preaching to him about, Dad, you need a healthier lifestyle, you need to eat better. And I think as I saw my dad getting sick, I became less interested in just how to put on muscle and more interested in just how the body's overall health.
For the average person who's not necessarily fighting.
Yeah, but you know what? It's actually really important, because when you give your body the proper vitamins and minerals, like the nutrients that it needs, it helps it on an athletic level recover faster, to recover from damage from workouts and things like that. So inadvertently, when I was not just interested in putting on muscle, I was really helping myself. But like the whole time I was watching my dad go through this process, and then he passed away at 56 from a heart attack, and just, typical Midwest diet, eating tons of burgers and stuff like that and not working out. And after that, like it just really, really kicked. And
do you eat anything bad now? Like, do you drink at all?
No, I've never had a sip of alcohol in my life.
That's why we never met in college.
I like her face right there. Nuh-uh. Yeah, that's why you don't remember meeting me in college. Trust me, we met.
Yeah, he remembers you. You don't remember him.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no.
So no,
That's
yeah,
right.
but no, you would have loved meeting me in college, because you would have been like, bro, seriously, you just got to make sure you get home. Because I was the best designated driver a friend could ever have. I really was like the school bus lady.
Right, you're like, all right, everybody, come on, let's go and make sure everybody gets home safe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
So,
that guy.
like you said, you might have a couple more fights in the UFC, or not. I mean,
it's my plan. I think.
Who, if you had to pick somebody now, I mean, who would it be?
Oh, yeah, good question.
You know what? I get asked this question. Here's the deal. So I was asked this question the other day in an interview, and somebody that was writing for an MMA website, and I made the comment. I said, all the fans on my Twitter, oftentimes they talk about Michael Bisping being a good fight, like the two of us being a good fight. And I said, a fight like that would interest me. I mean, he's an exciting fighter. I'm an exciting fighter. And it was just more or less like somebody like that or of that caliber. And then all of a sudden, all these like message blogs and every MMA website,
calling
the headline was Rich Franklin called out Michael Bisping. And so, yeah.
I'd like to see you wrestle around with a little Ronda Rousey. That might be a good, that one would be a good watch.
I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I'm actually afraid I might get tapped. So I'd rather not and walk away with my dignity.
Yeah, I think it actually would be a good fight, you and Bisping. He's coming off that most recent victory over Alan Belcher, and he did. I mean, he was really good. He looked really good. Yeah. So, all the best of luck with this the juice business and everything else.
Yeah, let us know.
If you fight a couple more times, we'll be come back in and promote it, and we'll be watching. And
I'll be back here for my grand opening.
Definitely.
Cool, yeah. I wanna-
Bring us some juices.
Heck yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Give me some of that kale
I know
carrot.
this is
Listen,
gonna,
let
this
me
is
tell
gonna
you
sound
this.
a little odd, but Rich, I would drink your juice.
Okay.
I'm just saying, but I would.
I like your style. Let me tell you this. This is no joke. The next time I come in, so this juice company, we're doing these. We're working with a chef out of Las Vegas, and she makes these low-calorie vegan cookies, these pastries and stuff. These chocolate chip cookies. If I gave you one and gave you just a normal chocolate chip cookie, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Like seriously, they're that good. And you would eat my low-calorie one chocolate chip cookie. Normal size chocolate chip cookie is 27 calories, and you would be like shenanigans. This is crap.
So
All right, I
yours
can't
says
wait.
27, and then the regular one probably has what?
Oh.
I don't know.
Hundreds.
100.
Yeah.
So
Maybe,
that- so
maybe
that
less than
means-
100, but
So that
Yeah,
I could eat like 20 of your
See?
cookies.
yeah. So like 6 cookies has like 130 or 135
That's
calories or something.
amazing.
Awesome.
Can't
Yeah.
wait. Let us
Rich
know.
Franklin, thanks so much. What you have a Twitter account? What people can follow you?
At Rich Franklin.
At Rich Franklin. Follow him on Twitter. We're going to come right back. We are Heidi and Frank.
That was just a little sample of the Heidi and Frank Show on 95.5 KLOS. To get more samples like this and hear all the fun we have, you can do that at 955KLOS.com. Now, to get the show in its entirety on demand, and if you want to watch the show, we webcast it every day, all you have to do is go to HeidiandFrank.com and become a premium package member. Do it right now.